My goal is not to get the UFC contract, it's to then go on, become the UFC champion, become a Hall of Famer, do it all. There's no reason why I can't do that. My name is Faryo Basharat, I'm 24 years old, training out of Extreme Couture. There are so many layers to why I love fighting. The most fundamental and basic one is it's in my blood. Ever since I was a kid, I'm the same, my brother was the same. That's what we did, we fought, we scrapped, we were just in love with any of those kind of combat sports. We were born in Paktia, Afghanistan, and obviously because of the war, we had to flee across the mountains into Pakistan, where we lived in a refugee camp for a few years. And then I was very young, but we moved to London. Going into school, you look different, you don't know the language, you don't understand the culture really. Naturally, kids, they're gonna bully you. But one thing I always learned was from the beginning to never let them. Our instant reaction was to fight back. Bullies pick on you, you have to fight back. That's it. And I was lucky I had Javid. He would always have my back in particular. Javid is essential for me, my life and my career. Everything I do, he's kind of done a year or so prior to me. He's 12-0, I'm 8-0 right now. He was on the Contender Series last season, I'm on it this season. Just having Javid do everything before me, and then I can go ahead and learn from his mistakes and what he did well, that's probably my biggest gift in this relationship, you know. I'm 8-0, 5 submissions, all of which being rear naked chokes, and 1 knockout. I'm very dynamic, and I have a very high fight IQ. I'm trying to let Dana know that I'm the future of this division. I'm too well-rounded, too quick, too slick. I can do it all, and I'm going to implement that on my opponent tonight, and Dana's going to see that I'm for real.
To be honest, anyone stepping in front of my dream, I want to finish. I've been working my whole life for this moment. My name is Goso, I'm 26 years old and I train at Team Alpha. I fight for myself. Of course, I want to improve my family's life, but I can't lie, you know. I fight for myself to prove to myself I can be a champion. I leave everything I had in Brazil, including my family. And this is since young, like 15 years old. I went to live in the gym, and after that, I just keep training. I decided to come here, United States. I left my brother, my sister, my mom, my grandpa, my dog, and my wife did the same thing too. And it shows me like what we have been sacrificed for this dream. I sacrifice everything. My record is 7-1-1. My only loss for the title fight in the LFA. I always like to finish fights, you know. Almost all my wins is by finish. I'm aggressive, but in the right time. I'm not the guy gonna go there and throwing punches for nothing, you know. I'm gonna throw a punch in the right moment to knock somebody out, or I'm gonna choke somebody out in the right moment. This contract means the world for me. It's one more fight, but it's the biggest fight in my career. It's one moment, more than 15 years working for this. It's time to pay off.
Сегодня ночью я хочу доказать, что я давно достоин этого контракта. Я добьюсь этого контракта. Икрам Алистеров, 29 лет, представляю клуб KHK. Родом из Дагестана, из южной стороны Дагестана, с Лагосом. В данный момент для меня это очень многое значит. Для меня самого это очень важно, потому что я уже долгое время хочу попасть на UFC, и я думаю, многие люди там надеются на то, что я попаду сюда, и я должен максимум усилий, чтобы добиться этого. Карьера Хабиба, да и сам Хабиб всегда он держится вот такого, что форму клуб, когда прежде всего придет в такую форму, когда Хабибу, что у меня тоже была своя история, это я думаю, каждый говорит в своей карьере самбо начал, в боевом самбо начал драться уже с 20 лет, и 4 года я уже добился всего в этом виде спорта. Последнего чемпионата Европы в 2016 году я окончательно оставил этот спорт. Решил остаться. Долгое время хотел попасть сюда и, можно сказать, тренировался только этим. Сейчас не чувствую шанс. Я ловлюсь в такой мысли, что вся моя карьера, все мои бои именно к этому бою, и я думаю, я буду лучше своей версии в этом бою. Считаю себя подготовлен к любому сценарию. Могу работать стойким, бахнуть в борьбе. Что тогда будет интересно. Я надеюсь, Дану понравится мой бой, и я получу этот стандарт.
Your winner by unanimous decision, Mario Souza. Declaring the winner, Chidi Njokuani.
Souza, listen, this kid has a lot going on for him right now. He's young. He's got nothing but time. He's only going to get better. I think he's got a lot of holes in his game, and I think someday he'll make it to the UFC.
Essa nova oportunidade de participar do Contender é importante porque eu já tive duas, né? Então, é nega. Agora vamos matar ou morrer, né? Não tem meio termo. Quem consegue, eu consigo. Meu nome é Mário Souza, tenho 25 anos, represento a equipe Tênis do Ringue Team Bronze de Curitiba. Desde a minha primeira participação no Contender, o que mudou foi minha maturidade. Meus erros no último Contender, desde o primeiro, foi ansiedade e queria acabar logo com a luta. Sou muito louco, né? Eu gosto de sair na mão, né? Às vezes é assim, né? Temos que chamar no jogo, né? Pra ver o que a gente pode explorar ali de erro do adversário, não a gente, eu no caso, me expor no meu erro. E aí quando o empresário me ligou, falou, tá muito pra você no Contender, e tô feliz pra caramba por ter desperdiçado. No Contender eu fiz 3 lutas, né? Venci as 3 por nocaute. E as últimas lutas que eu fiz, acho que durou pouco, né? Até por essa sede de vitória que eu tava aí, por ter perdido. Tinha um mar escondido, né? Um negócio dentro assim que eu precisava mostrar, né? Até pra mim mesmo que eu era capaz, né? Eu tinha que soltar isso pra fora. Agora eu já soltei, né? Já fui lá, já mostrei. Agora tô de volta no Contender e vou mostrar mais ainda. Quero mostrar ao mundo que o Mário veio pra ficar no UFC. Pra ser o pão que o diabo amassou, né? Mas valeu a pena, né? Pô, viver o sonho, né? Eu acho que vale mais a pena do que qualquer $1 milhão. Você fazer aquilo que você realmente gosta, aquilo que você sonhou a vida inteira. Batalhou para aquilo ali, sofreu, passou fome, passou necessidade, tudo mais. Mas você persistiu e viu que tá dando certo, isso aí nada paga.
My name is Trevor Peak. I'm 27 years old, and I train at Agogi Combatives out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I'm here to wreck some heads and take over the lightweight division in the UFC. I grew up in a little town called Pisgah in Alabama, and there wasn't nothing to do except for get into bad things, and I just found myself in addiction. So on July 27th, 2017, I ended up just ran a stop sign, and we got T-boned by this lady, and whenever I kind of like come to, like my buddy was making like a gurgling sound that day, and like I thought he was dying. It was a horrible experience, and the lady, you know, her car actually flipped, and you know, about got all of us killed. It was a life-changing event. And after that moment, like, you know, for the first time in my life, out of all the times I'd woke up in jail and everything, like everything had always been pretty well self-inflicted. And for the first time in my life, I'd actually, you know, put somebody else's life in danger, and it broke my heart. But I do feel like fighting saved me. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. You can always change your circumstances and make the most out of the situation. I'm 6-0 as a professional, all by way of knockout. I would describe myself as, you know, just an animalistic being. It's hard to describe, but it's different whenever that, just like I said, when that cage door locks, man, it's like something else takes over for a minute. And I've always had people, you know, talk about that switch flipping, and when it flips, it's flipped till my hand gets raised. Dana White, I am a absolute dog, man. You never have to worry about getting a boring fight out of me. I'm here to be violent, and I'm here to make statements, and I'm here to finish folks. I'm an absolute finishing machine.
I absolutely believe that I'm where I'm supposed to be. Everything happens for a reason. All the trials and tribulations I've had to go through in life has put me in this exact moment that I'm in, and I'm going to go out there tonight, and I'm going to make the most of it. My name's Malik Lewis. I'm fighting out of Genesis Jiu-Jitsu in River Oaks, Texas, and I'm here to get a UFC contract and start my career. Well, after I got expelled from high school, you know, I didn't know what I was going to do, but I always figured I'd probably join the Air Force because my mother and father were both in the Air Force. So I joined the Air Force. I go in there at 18, get sent to Hawaii. I'm high on life, thinking that this is going to be everything I've ever wanted, and next thing I know, I mess up, I get drunk on the 4th of July, and I go out, get in a fight with some security guards, and I burnt down that book right there, ended that chapter on a bad note. And I felt like a failure, you know. You had all these people giving me all the respect in the world because you're in the military, and then all of a sudden you have nothing. And that's how I felt. And I decided that from that day on, I was going to be in the UFC. And I moved from Abilene to Jackson Wink. I started training there, and from there I moved to Genesis Jiu-Jitsu and started training with Mark De La Rosa and Kendrick Williams and Eric Sands. And they completely transformed me from being some athlete with raw power to the mixed martial artist I am today. I'm 5-0 as a pro, been undefeated this whole time. I'm the Peak Fighting lightweight champion. I would consider myself a finisher for sure because I'm always going in there trying to get out as fast as possible. I have a whole lot of power, I'm very quick, my fight IQ is very high, and I'm ready. I come in there, I don't let my mind or the big hype get to me. I go in there and I take care of business. Dana White, I hope you're ready to watch this. I'm gonna put on a show for you. I promise you that.
I am so excited to get into the octagon and show the world who I am and what I can do. My name is Marnick Mann, I'm 29 years old, and I fight out of Montana, MMA. My nickname is the Sawed-Off Savage. That was given to me by my fiance, so sawed off. I'm not very tall, you know, I'm 5 foot. So first professional fight, within 1 minute I knocked the girl unconscious, so just kind of became the Sawed-Off Savage.
That is it! She's submitted, she's out! Marnick Mann! That was insane!
My road here has been kind of unique. I've had some issues a little bit with self-belief and self-esteem and believing in myself that I can actually do these things that I want to do. A lot of people, what holds them back is just like the fear of judgment from others, you know, so it makes it scary to try things that you really want to do. It took a little bit of time away, probably 6 months or so, and that's time that I couldn't get back, that I let my fears and self-doubt cloud everything, just kind of take me away from the time I could have grown more as a fighter, so I kind of just let it overtake me a little bit. What really got me out of that is just being honest with myself. I was too worried about what everybody else was thinking when that stuff shouldn't really matter. It doesn't matter who's standing across from me. My biggest opponent's always myself, and I always face myself when I get in there. So the other person across from me is just in the way. Now, it's like if you would have told that person I was then, where I am now, I wouldn't have believed them. I'm getting my shot to go to the UFC. This UFC contract would be very important to me. I ultimately do this for myself and just like my personal growth, but if I can help anybody else on this path and journey as I'm going, then that's great.
A reação que eu quero do Dana White é que ele fique surpreso, que ele pense, nossa, eu preciso dessa lutadora aqui no UFC. Meu nome é Bruna Brasil, tenho 28 anos, represento a MMA 013 e Fight Nerds. Eu nasci em Paranavaí. Desde que eu me entendo por gente, eu sempre fui apaixonado por futebol. Meu sonho sempre foi ser jogadora de futebol. Não tive a oportunidade de ingressar de verdade no futebol, não tinha condição financeira de me manter. Eu decidi ir para Maringá estudar e trabalhar. Aí eu fiquei sabendo de uma galera que treinava numa praça em Maringá. E um amigo meu que estava trabalhando comigo treinava lá. Quando eu fiquei sabendo, eu fiquei doida. No outro dia eu já queria treinar, então eu esperei dar o dia. Aí eu comecei a treinar lá, me apaixonei, ingressei, nunca mais saí. Foram muitos sacrifícios para chegar até aqui. Eu larguei tudo que eu tinha, tudo que eu já tinha construído. Vendi meu carro, meu apartamento, coisas que eu tinha conquistado, né, durante a minha vida, para tentar viver disso, né. Então esse para mim é o maior sacrifício, estar longe da minha família, me dedicar todo o santo dia para esse sonho. Para mim não tem descanso, eu levo isso como meu trabalho e eu faço valer cada suor nos treinamentos para não ter desculpa no futuro. Gostava muito do Anderson Silva lutando, foi uma grande inspiração com a forma que ele lutava, uma forma despreocupada de lutar assim, ele era muito presente, isso me inspirou bastante na minha forma de lutar, de entrar e querer dar um show. Então eu gosto de me soltar realmente, eu me sinto uma artista dentro de um palco, então isso vai ser muito legal.
Oh, what a head kick from Brazil!
Eu não vou deixar dúvida pra ninguém do que eu sou capaz. O que eu vou mostrar ao mundo com a minha luta, eu vou mostrar que tudo é possível, que a gente pode alcançar tudo que almeja, que a gente pode ser o melhor, tudo que a gente sonha é possível. Eu sou muito confiante nas minhas habilidades, na minha técnica, e isso vai me levar a ser a melhor atleta do mundo.
I want to be the physical embodiment of you can accomplish anything if you set your mind to it, and I'm going to accomplish this goal of being one of the greatest of all time to do it. My name is Malik Lewis. I'm fighting out of Def War, and I'm here to finalize getting that contract, finishing my opponent, and impressing the boss, Dana White. So I was on season 5 of Contender Series. I fought Moe Miller. I was feeling ready, I was feeling prepared. This was my moment. And then I go in there, starts off really well, and then I knew the wrestler was going to eventually take me down. Second round, just feeling him on the feet, started landing some shots, and then I actually got punched in the eyeball and then fractured my oval floor. I was really disoriented and just couldn't really see. I go out in the third round as hard as I can, moving forward, knowing I'm down 2 rounds. And inevitably I lost by decision. Really disappointed in my performance because, you know, I just had my opportunity to impress Dana White and it just threw it out the window. After that opportunity slipped in my hands, I went in the back and I cried. But the very next thought that comes into my head was, okay, what's the next thing that I could do? How could I improve? How could I secure this opportunity again? Because, I mean, losing is not an option. Yeah, I may have lost that night, but I'm not losing this battle of obtaining the goal that I have set in my mind. Last time, I thought I was prepared, and, you know, I was shown that I wasn't. This time, I know what it takes. I've been here before, and I put in just a lot of hard work, a lot more than I've ever thought I could push myself before. And this time, I have a game opponent, too, that's willing to stand up with me, willing to bang, see how long that lasts until he breaks, until I finish him. Daniel Marcos can say whatever he wants, but I'm hungrier. And I don't care what kind of mindset he has. There's nothing that's going to prevent me from standing and trading with him, getting that contract.
Soy Daniel Marcos Moreno, tengo 29 años, soy de Lima, Perú, y estoy entrenando ahora en American Combat Gym y IHP. Okay, yo llegué acá a los Estados Unidos en enero 19, ese mismo día me casé. Fue algo fabuloso y a la vez muy triste. No pude festejar con mi familia, con mi esposa, con mis hijos. El mismo 19 tenía el pasaje para venir acá y ya tenía la fecha de la boda programada, así que le dije a mi esposa que lo tenía que hacer, que tenía que dejar todo. Y me entendió, me vine muy triste, pero enfocado. Que no tenía que destaquear por ninguna cosa, porque sé que hice este sacrificio por llegar acá. Eso fue algo que me marcó la vida. Ganar este contrato para la UFC es un logro muy especial para mí. Dejé a mi familia, a mi niños, y los dejé solo por cumplir un sueño. Es muy difícil, es parte de la vida, es parte de estos sentimientos encontrados que me hacen ser mejor persona y mejor profesional. Si es lo que realmente estoy buscando, es mi vida esto. Si yo dejé a ellos que son mi vida por algún sueño, no hay un stop. Yo soy una persona que tiene mucha hambre, soy un perro, voy por mi presa, no me importa si se ahoga, no me importa si está con sangre, yo voy a buscar siempre finalizar, siempre someter, si es un knockout, es un knockout, yo voy con todo, no tengo miedo a nada. Esta noche Brandon Lewis no tiene chance porque va a sentir a un guerrero que tiene mucha hambre, se va a ahogar en su propia sangre y voy a salir con todo. Soy el perro esta noche.